Assalamu alaikum everyone and good morning from sunny Pakistan. Today um, I am joined by a very exciting young founder by the name of Ilhan Chawla. Ilhan is founder and CEO of a startup by the name of Zillion E-Learning. And um, I would like to welcome Ilhan to the broadcast. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Umar. It's a pleasure being here, and I'm looking forward to our conversation.
Excellent. Thank you. So, Ilhan, when we met, um, so interestingly enough, Ilhan is based in Islamabad, the capital city of Pakistan, and as some of my friends know, I travel back and forth between Karachi and Islamabad. So, Ilhan and I actually had the pleasure of meeting last week, and Ilhan told me a very interesting story, which I would like him to share with all of our viewers as well, about the how of how he got into entrepreneurship. So, Ilhan, please share that story.
Yeah, it was the last sunset of 2016, and I was with two of my friends, and we were employed. So basically, it was a dhaba in G11 Islamabad, and we were discussing something about how trainings happen in organizations, and all three of us were actually in sales. So the topic started from trainings and how we are professionally grooming after our university life and all those things. And all of a sudden, we started discussing what challenges we face in trainings and all those things. So sitting there, it just struck us that what if we change the way trainings happen in Pakistan, because uh, a lot of trainings or all the trainings in Pakistan are usually, instructor led trainings done by conventional methodologies. So there and then we thought of a few things, and then the discussion heated up. It got serious. Uh, I proposed we should go for a startup, that provides digital trainings, online learning. Then we landed on e-learning, and all of a sudden, uh, we started coming up with names for a startup. We started looking online for domains for our startup, and there and then the name Zillion, came to our minds. We agreed on it. Uh, in fact, I told you that we actually purchased the domain there and then. I was the only one with the credit card, and luckily, the domain was available. So, it was just 4th or 5th year into our professional lives. So there and then we bought the domain, and we made this pact that we are going to start this very very soon and try to revolutionize and change the way trainings happen in Pakistan. Because I remember all three of us saying that we were in sales, and we were we were to different trainings. We had attended different sessions, but it, we could not enjoy those sessions. Even we were fully focused because we had to do a lot of things going in and out of the hall and every that thing. So uh, we thought we should change this, and we should do something that is different than everyone else is doing. So this is how actually the journey to entrepreneurship started. As my mentor Bill says, that it was a lightning moment for me. So that lightning struck, and that's how the learning came into being.
Excellent. So, for our non-Pakistani viewers, a dhaba is basically a very rough and ready tea shop. It's
Yeah,
it's completely informal. Um, you know, not necessarily very clean, but
absolutely.
it is a meeting place and has been a meeting place for centuries, where travelers have just put down their bags and rested and sometimes spent the night and gone on about their journeys. So, a dhaba is a place where many ideas have been hatched. Uh,
Yeah,
so, you know,
specifically in our culture.
yeah, in fact, in the entire region, the concept of a
Yeah.
tea house is, all the way from China to north of Africa. This whole belt has a tea house culture. So I think it's a very interesting story because it shows a propensity for action that unfortunately many people lack. And in fact, just 2 days ago, um, we had a session on Founder Institute where two
Mhm.
founders came and talked about and encouraged people to make the transition from employee to entrepreneur. And it's such a big mindset change that many people, just thinking about it, they start getting palpitation and shortness of breath and sweats. So I find that it's as you say, if inspiration strikes, then you
Yeah.
must act on that inspiration. Otherwise, it's just just another dream.
Absolutely. It's basically entrepreneurship is transition from being led to lead, So
Yeah,
I think that's the main difference between being, an employee or working for someone, and then, generating employment, to put it one way, or doing something different from other people are doing. So you need to lead a team, you need to lead your ideas, you need to lead the market. Uh, it's challenging, it's inspiring, it has its ups, it has its downs, but at the end of the day, entrepreneurship is a great experience to have. And I would encourage everyone who would come to me and say that they want to do something of their own. That's the real thing.
so I'm getting some comments on the side which I'll just keep interjecting because some of them are just downright funny. So Muhammad Salman first wrote, Dhaba is our Starbucks, and I was very confused. And then he wrote underneath, it's our Starbucks. It's where we go for ideation and creativity, because we don't have Starbucks yet in Pakistan. Inshallah someday. Um, so okay, continuing with the journey. So I think that's a really nice story, talking about the origins of the name and how you guys came up with the idea. So talk to me now a bit about your journey since 2017. You've been in business for 3.5 years. You're getting some good traction. So talk to me about the key milestones in that journey, please.
So in 3.5 years, the starting was obviously very difficult. I went to a few companies, discussed, digital learning and e-learning with a lot of companies, and literally 9 out of 10 companies refused me in 2017, saying that this might not have any future in Pakistan, because of our cultural needs. People need to see a trainer, they need to be there in a training room and, feel everything. So this is it struck to me that it was very, very difficult. But I tried to find my way, break the barriers that were there, break through the clutter and actually provide something that was, different from what already was going on in the market.
Yeah.
So in last 3.5 years, with the grace of Allah, we have worked with around 100 clients globally and in Pakistan, combined.
Yeah.
We have worked in 8 different industries, in 6 different languages actually. I have developed courses. We have developed courses in English. In Pakistan, we have done that in Urdu as well. We have done courses in Italian, Spanish, Italiano. So all these languages, yeah, that's what we have done.
Wow.
Then, yeah, in Pakistan, we have worked uh, with a lot of different companies, small and medium enterprises, as well as multinational companies as well. And the journey has been very, very good with these, companies, because uh, these companies have actually seen how e-learning can work, and how actually, it can save a lot of costs on their past, and also engage employees, because it is an interactive, aspect, and it actually saves a lot of costs and, provides a lot of value. So this is what we have done, and we are looking, inshallah ta'ala, to increase the number of clients within Pakistan in this current year. And we are also planning to launch a lot of exciting services, in e-learning domains that will, inshallah ta'ala, change the horizon of industry within Pakistan.
Well, excellent. But if I were to ask you to pick, let's say, two highlights during your journey of the last 3.5 years, two moments where you had a hurrah moment, where you went and patted team members on the back, high five people, some what would those two moments be?
The first was in 2019, early January, I would say. That is when, we landed one of the biggest companies in Pakistan. Um, that was National Foods Limited. So that was something that was really, really, it was a moment that, we thought that we've achieved something. We have actually landed a company that is going to make impact, in our portfolio and in their portfolio, and the results have
The game,
shown, yeah,
the game,
they
the
have,
game has changed. Yeah.
yeah, and actually, Umar, they have clocked 8,500 e-learning hours, I believe. That's the number that they clocked in last year. So
80,
it
8,500 hours of learning.
yup, yup, yup. So that was the first
Well,
moment. It was
well,
amazing.
I have to salute National Foods then, because they're really
Yeah,
taking it very
absolutely.
seriously, and their investment in their employees is to be lauded.
Absolutely. And let me tell you one thing very clearly over here for everyone who is listening as well, because e-learning doesn't work in a way that that if we are developing a solution for a company, it's there and it's done. No, every company will have to play their own role as well. We are only the providers of solution, but to implement e-learning, to get the most out of it, it's absolutely imperative for people within the company, to go with the flow and to have a sound strategy on how to implement e-learning within their organization. Because e-learning is not going to do wonders for you if you are not fully committed to the idea. So that was the first moment. The second moment would be, we got incubated at NIC as well. We got an opportunity to work with a lot of mentors, over there. You yourself, have been one of the mentors to me from past 3 or 4 months, and it has been an amazing journey. So that is when my team and I, when we got that opportunity, it was a sort of wow moment for us, because we were looking forward to experiencing something which we have not done, in the past. So these two were the highlights of my career, working with people, or organizations, where 10 years ago I was trying to apply and find a job, and then I was there to provide them with some solutions. That itself, is one of the achievements of my whole career, and I thank Allah, for everything that I have done so far.
Alhamdulillah, that is awesome. Um, so thank you for identifying those. Those are actually two clear mountain peaks in the journey
Yeah,
that even I, as someone who's looking at the journey from outside, can feel the excitement and the adrenaline that must have come around from both of those.
absolutely.
Okay, we have a question from Khurram in Australia. What are your current challenges? What are the things that you are battling with today?
Okay. When it comes to the market, challenges, the challenges obviously are there. The challenges obviously are there because the mindset has to be changed in Pakistan, because companies have been spending a lot of money, on conventional methodologies, on instructor-led trainings and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
it's obviously a huge challenge, to overcome that mindset that you have to come a few steps ahead, and you need to stay on top of these things and try to, implement digital learning within your organization and the gains that comes out of it. So overcoming that mindset is a huge challenge. But now with the passage of time, the traction is there, the awareness is there, and people are, organizations are actually getting to know more about e-learning, and they want to try at least, some solutions that are out there in the industry. So
Mm.
this is the first challenge that I would say. The second challenge obviously is that this is a big market space. A lot of content and a lot of things are needed. To satisfy
And
the.
some
Uh,
big global players as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what happens is that the global players are there, obviously, but our geographical location, puts us in a competitive advantage. We have cost-effective solutions. And the reason that we have cost-effective solutions is that our development houses in Pakistan, we have groomed a very good team, and we transfer, that cost effectiveness to our client partners as well. So the challenge, in my opinion, the biggest challenge would be to change the mindset. And also something that I already talked about is that once e-learning solutions are developed, it's not that, the efforts, the work actually starts there for an organization. So letting them know that it's not just Zillion's job, to develop something and implement or deploy on your platform or on our platform for you. It's about their own commitment on how they implement and how they encourage their people and motivate their people to actually you know come there and on the platform and self study and try to groom themselves.
Excellent. So again, Khurram has a follow-up question, and then we have two or three questions from Sohail Rizvi, who's
Yeah.
actually in the same space as you, and he's very curious. So we'll come to him in a minute. Khurram is asking how is Zillion E-Learning's offerings different than the current edtech system or ecosystem?
Wow. I love to answer that question honestly. That is something that I have encountered everywhere. So the difference that we bring is customization, the tailor-made and bespoke solutions that we develop. So what happens is the problem that actually we identified in that Dhaba back in 2016 was that there is a lot of content available in the market, obviously, but it's one product for all. And in this current era, one product for all, in my opinion, does not suit any organization, because every organization has different needs. Leadership is not same for organization A, B, or C. It's not even same for different tiers within organization A. For CXO level, leadership is something else. For middle management, it's something else, and for first line executive, it's something else. So what we do is we try to customize and tailor the content, the scenarios, case studies, assignments, the interactive parts within our courses, as per specific needs and requirements of these of our individual client. So we try to customize each and everything that actually hits the pain points, of our client, the things that they want to solve, the characteristics that they want to, that they want to have within their organization, the traits that they want to induce. So this is how we differentiate ourselves from all other players in the market, and this is something that no one else is doing. It's a huge gap that was neglected by a lot of companies. Because one product for all is one thing, and having customization for your needs and requirements is something else. And the reason we are able to do is, again, is that we have a lot of partnerships, international and national, and we try to focus on things that actually have to be addressed within an organization through
So
customization.
I think that's a great segue into our next question. So things are going well, mashallah. Say you guys are doing very well. From our discussion, I know that COVID-19 has been a blessing in disguise for the e-learning arena.
Yes.
I mean, this is not a secret, and mashallah, say you guys have been able to capitalize on that. So you're well on your way to blowing your annual targets that you had set for yourself for 2021 out of the water. So mashallah, good for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
What are you actually? So why are you fundraising right now? What do you need the funds for?
Okay, so the funds are needed, to expand our current content library. Obviously, to expand to different cities of Pakistan, we are operating from Islamabad. We would want to operate from Karachi as well. I've been to Karachi multiple times over past year. I love that city, by the way. So we want to be there as well. It's the industrial hub of Pakistan, so presence in Karachi will help us a lot to boost our sales, to increase our brand awareness. Then, adding more clients to our portfolio is one of the main goals and targets, of why we need funding. And then, becoming more cost effective is another target that we would like to achieve. The targets for the current year are to, cut the internal costs by at least 15%, so that we can become more cost effective, and add at least 10 more clients in our portfolio with a lot of content that we can offer. And then, We are also in trying to partner with a VR organization and trying to develop the first virtual lab in Pakistan that will help companies to feel e-learning and to learn in a virtual environment uh, for the complex problems that they face every day, or for challenges that they face every day. And this is going to be the first initiative within Pakistan, inshallah, that we are going to take, and we are going to launch this most probably by January 2021. So the funds will go in these ventures, in these milestones, and we will try to achieve them one by one, inshallah. And we will try to uh, cement our position, in the e-learning industry within Pakistan and inshallah globally at some time in future.
So when you and I spoke, I was amazed at the type of very specific training requests you guys have been receiving. And
Yes.
if you could share some examples of those, as well as um, explain why some of that content is just not available in Pakistan and needs to be purchased from abroad.
Okay. So absolutely right. Like the requests now are pouring in for agile, for Scrum trainings, for 5S production trainings. For before this meeting, actually, one of my clients called me up and they need something for certified supply chain. They want to they want to train their people in the supply chain, and we are providing this content to our partners now in Pakistan. So partially the investment will go in adding all this content in the library. And to answer to your question, that why the content needs to be purchased is that we try to partner internationally with these content providers, and try to get the certified content from them, and then localize it and tailor it as per needs and requirements of our clients in Pakistan. So the reason that we need to have the content coming in from international vendors is that it establishes validity and credibility with our clients, and that helps us or helps our client partners in actually getting the content that is state of the art, and that they know that is going to solve their problems, and is coming from an author that is accredited internationally and has validity internationally. So that is why the content comes in from international partners. But I love working with people within Pakistan as well. It's not that all the content comes from international partners. A lot of industry gurus are in Pakistan. Sohail Rizvi sahab, is one of those people. I have had the pleasure of talking with him as well, specifically when it comes to banking industry. When it comes to leadership, we do have a lot of people in our industry, and it's very good, to work with them as well.
Excellent. So he has a question around what platforms. Actually, he has a lot of questions. So
Yeah.
I am actually after this, Suhail Saab, I will send you Ilhan's email address, and you can ask your questions directly. He also wants to have a demo of your
Yes.
platform, so I know that you'll be happy to reach out. So, what platform are you using for Zillion, or is it
Okay.
multiple
So
platforms?
yeah, we basically use multiple authoring tools when it comes to developing e-learning courses. The three globally tools used are Articulate Storyline, Adobe Captivate, and Lectora Inspire, and we are using all three when it comes to developing courses. But the preference is given to Articulate Storyline, and that is the most extensively used tool within Zillion E-Learning.
Okay, excellent. And another suggestion that instead of cutting costs, try to focus on product differentiation, which is
Yeah.
which is a great suggestion, and that is why actually you're trying to bring in content from abroad, which is unique and differentiated and comes with this certification. Because at the end of the day, learners also want validation, right? So
Absolutely.
that thappa on the certificate that says, from this school or from that university or from this particular training house, has value. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I think
Absolutely, yeah.
that's
And And we are trying to do product differentiation, obviously, because without that we would not be able to get the traction that we have, gotten in Pakistan. So um, where it comes to the pricing, obviously we want to achieve certain targets, obviously, because in first 3 years we have been working, on very very thin margins, but that was only to establish ourselves. And we, as I've mentioned, that we can now see that 3 to 4 queries come in every month from Pakistan, through our different platforms now. Alhamdulillah. This started 3 or 4 months ago, and now it's become a sort of routine for us, to answer 3 or 4 queries every month, because companies, they are looking to explore different, e-learning companies. And the amazing part is that 8 out of 10 companies say that they actually don't know that there is an e-learning vendor in Pakistan. And we have been trying to work on that as well now. We are trying to increase our presence on social media. We are trying to do search engine optimization so that companies actually know that they have a vendor over here in Pakistan, and we can do a lot of wonders, for our clients in Pakistan.
Well, part of that awareness building, because the conversion funnel starts with awareness, and this is something you and I have talked about earlier as well. That if people are unaware, then they cannot use the platform. So
Yeah.
part of those awareness building initiatives includes partnering with PakTekHub. So actually, Ilhan and Zillion E-Learning are featured startup on PakTekHub's homepage, and if you guys get the chance, go check it out. It's a new community for Pakistan's startup ecosystem. We would love to have founders, funders, advisors, mentors, everyone coming and joining this central marketplace. And Ilhan is featured on the front page of PakTekHub.com. And this video will also be posted there, as well as um, in 2 or 3 different places, because
Yeah.
PakTekHub is actually helping Zillion E-Learning to fundraise um, and try and meet their requirements in the short term.
Inshallah. And I would say here that PakTekHub, this is going to be an amazing platform for startups like us, an opportunity to express myself, to people out there through this platform, through this conversation is amazing. And, I believe that if you have startups, funders, mentors, advisors, all in one place, it is going to help, the entrepreneurial landscape within Pakistan, because that is needed. We need to build uh, this culture, within Pakistan, that entrepreneurship, the mindset for being an entrepreneur is very very important. And such a platform can go miles, in helping organizations like Zillion E-Learning, to achieve a lot of things that people aspire to achieve, and they do not achieve those things within the time frame, because there is no such platform. So I appreciate everything that you are doing, Umar, and your platform. All the very best wishes for it. And I myself am a beneficiary of that platform now, and I would encourage startups, to come and join, get mentor sessions, try to, talk with you, address their problems, and it's an amazing opportunity for everyone.
Well, thank you. Before we go, we have a question from Ramiz. Since content is being purchased from the international market, how much of the instructional design and design experience are, I mean, how much are you partnering with professionals in this field from Pakistan? So,
Okay.
yeah, I think you did answer that question, but I think once more, because Ramiz may have
Yeah,
joined them
it's
just now.
it's a good question. So my team basically is in Pakistan, and we all are Pakistani, So I have extreme priority when it comes to have people in my team from Pakistan, I try to have Pakistani people in my team. We try to groom talent, over here, hire fresh graduates from Pakistan, and we have purchased instructional design, trainings from Linda, from best providers. And what happens is that we train people within Pakistan, and then It's only the content, that comes from international vendors. The instructional design, gamification, developing simulations, everything happens in a development house, located in Islamabad. So I would say it's more of a 90-10 sort of relationship. 90% work is done over here, and only the content comes from our international vendors or partners.
Excellent. On that note, Ilhan, thank you so much for your time. I love the passion, the energy, and the commitment to building this that you've demonstrated here today. I'm so happy that we got to talk, and I'm looking forward to helping you further on your journey. All the very best.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Umar. It was a pleasure being here. Thanks everyone for your questions, for the comments, and Umar, I would say again, all the best for your platform. I hope PakTekHub, goes miles and supports and facilitates a lot of startups in the future as well.
Inshallah. Inshallah. Looking forward.
Inshallah.
Thank you, Ilhan. Talk to you soon. Thank you,
Allah
everyone.
Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.